Here we go.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess we can always edit it too.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Seeing Red Pod. This is your first edition. It is Saturday, August 5th, and I'm your host, Steve Young.
Yeah, and I'm also here, Noah Schmatzer. Seeing Red Podcast is about the fifth time we've tried to do a Man U podcast. So
We almost had a good one in the bag last Saturday.
last Saturday, Hoyland news.
How do we say his name?
Rasmus Hoyland, I think. Hoyland.
Hoylun?
Yeah.
Hoylun?
No D
What was that?
basically.
What was that from? What was that?
That had to be an Atalanta presser.
Like that was like a long time ago,
I
right?
think so.
Like
Yeah.
that's not recent.
No way. If it was, that would
Because that just started surfacing, and I was like, bro, where did we find this? He's already doing interviews and shit.
I have seen a few clips come out today of how excited he is. I haven't seen an interview yet. I was looking for it.
I saw some clips, or not clips, but like tweets like showing things that he was saying, but I wasn't sure where to find them.
That's exactly what I was. Yeah, exactly what I was seeing.
I don't know if it was like the Athletic or whatever. But regardless, today we're gonna get into a little bit. We're a week before the season. We're 8 days away or 9 days away from Man U opening up the season versus Wolves. We're excited. You guys are excited. The season's almost here. It feels like, I don't know, at least for me, it feels like forever since we played a game. Obviously the preseason, but a real game. I think we're going to get into a little predictions today. We're going to go for a little top four. We're going to do our ideal starting 11. We're going to do a healthy starting the year starting 11 and an ideal healthy starting 11. We'll talk a little bit about the roster, a little bit about Man U and the Premier League as a whole.
Yeah, and honestly, today kind of felt like a league game. I don't know about you. I woke up. It was 7:45
Yeah,
start. I woke up at 7:20. I was like I said, we're getting in season two. This is
that was the
preseason
biggest
for
key.
us.
That was the biggest key. Waking up today and not having the joy of just having a whole day, and at 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, oh, I get to turn Man U on. Like that was too good to be true.
Yeah, I guess we should say we are U.S. fans. Those of you guys who will be listening internationally, because this will go global.
We're out of the Philadelphia area, so
Yeah,
we're about 5 hours behind Old Trafford time.
yeah. So we're always early starts, which is better than late night starts. But no, today, even though it was a League One side, it felt like a Prem game. It was kind of a typical Man U game too, of kind of coming out a little slow in the first and
And
the
it
second
makes
half.
no sense. I don't know why we do it. Every game, bro. It feels like if we show up to the game before the 25-minute mark. So you're gonna have to tell me a little bit. I actually woke up late today.
I'm gonna get my notes.
All hands on the table. I was up at 8:09. And I don't know if the game started a little early, but I didn't see the game until the 20 around that like 25-minute mark. And dude, if we get the boys to show up before the 25-minute mark, it feels like a dub because I don't know what the problem is. We come out slow, and Ten Hag's a serious guy. We got leaders on the team. Like I don't think the intensity is bad, but
Yeah,
it's like whenever we step out there, it just like takes us a little bit to find our footing, I guess. Preseason, of course.
yeah. And going on that note of it's preseason, Mason Mount should have opened scoring up early. I think I texted you immediately. I was like, no, 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 that is not good for the brand.
It's just so bad for the brand too because Twitter trolls are out. Something like
Oh,
that happens, bro. Like he's confident in himself. He's a great player. I mean we can get right into it, but I think just what I've seen so far, he has that creative flair. He might not be Ericsson at his peak. Ericsson's diamond balls in.
yeah.
He's pinging the ball around the field, set pieces, whatever. I mean, that's his thing. He's older now. I think the pressing that Mount brings, we've seen it a couple of times throughout the preseason. You know, it's just we're getting more turnovers in that attacking third. I think he's just rounds the team out to look like a solid team as opposed to when Ericsson came in against Real. Obviously, it was Mainu and Mount was still on the pitch, but I don't know. It just felt like there was a hole. There was a couple times last year, Ericsson, probably tired, felt like a little bit like there was something missing out of his game, and I think it was that pace. I think it was that tenacity, that pace that would get Casemiro, running around the pitch a little bit tired. things like that. But
It's like having like another Bruno. Like today, I watched Bruno probably give away the ball 2 to 3 times and then just hustle back on defense. It's that I'll give the ball away. Awesome. I'll give the ball away. Um,
we can
but I'm
pass
gonna
it.
go get it back. Yeah. All right, and here's an ad break from Great Tasting, Less Filling Miller Lite.
We can just
All right, that was Great Tasting, Less Filling Miller Lite. Thank you for advertising with us on our first podcast. So generous.
too kind.
Buy it wherever you can drink. Don't buy Bud Light. Don't buy Coors Light.
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, but back to Mason Mount. He's got the energy. He's got the legs. Doesn't have the robot Iron Man heart like Erickson. The guy, he's fresh. He obviously it's going to take him a little bit. I think today he didn't play his best. Obviously, he missed that sitter.
Dude,
but like you said, he just hustles. The kid's got he's energizer, buddy.
how I don't even so I wasn't watching live. Bro, I don't even understand how he missed that.
It was
like, did he hit? Like, did he attempt? It looked like he attempted with his left,
hit it with his right.
Yeah, and like he almost like was shocked that it hit his right foot.
Yeah.
Like it was like unreal. I'd never seen. I don't even know. I don't even know what like happened.
Only thing I will say, Garnacho had a great build. It was a great pass from Bruno to Garnacho. Good ball in by Garnacho. It was a tiny bit behind him, but he's got to hit that. Like it was behind his body, so his momentum was taking him forward. But still, dude, you got to hit that. But like you said, preseason, he was kind of laughing it off after. Which, again, preseason, I'll take that. But
right,
starting the 14th, you better start.
That's like when you go to the driving range, a couple bad shots. You're like, get him out of the way.
Yeah,
preseason
exactly.
Doesn't matter. We come on this pod a week from today or 2 weeks from today, and that's against Wolves on Monday, and we end up drawing or something.
Yeah, it's a problem. We're gonna have to start.
This is a whole different. This is a whole different conversation. We're not going to be as forgiving. But look, he's got to grow. He's played what 4 games with us, 5. He has only played maybe 3 with Bruno and Casemiro, or maybe even less with Casemiro. I don't know, because Mainu was Arsenal. Mainu was a little bit Real,
Yeah,
but I guess
Casemiro got the second half in Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, so the chemistry obviously is still building.
Mm-hmm.
But
something else I had today of the first 25 minutes, talk about another signing, Onana, instantly yelling at his defense. I wrote that down. It was the first note I took. It was probably within the first 3 minutes, already yelling at his defense, calling for the ball, telling him where to go. And that's just leadership. Anybody who's saying that he's bullying Maguire, he's doing that, no. That's what goalkeepers are supposed to do.
I don't what is your agenda if you're on Twitter or whatever you're doing, and you're talking about he's yelling at Maguire, blah 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 blah. Is that not what we've been clamoring for the past, 10 years? Like, De Gea, like everyone says, it's great servant, awesome player, had his time. It was time for him to go. That's not even debatable at this point. I think anyone with a pulse knows that it was time for him to go. To play our
4 years ago, 5 years ago, and we kept the old guard, and it showed in our games. And now we got the new guy, we got the new buck.
There was a play that was, I think it was definitely in the second half, and it was pretty random. It wasn't like, didn't lead to anything or whatever, but it was Luke Shaw, and he kind of had it back in his zone, and Onana was kind of like a little bit outside of the 6, and there was a guy on Luke Shaw, and then there was a guy that you could tell was about to press Onana, and Luke Shaw still passed it to him. I think it ended up leading to like it was just a throw, and I think like Onana kind of juiced the pass a little bit, and it went out for a throw-in.
Yep, on the
but I'm like,
side,
bro, that's not even a pass that's made last year. That's either a Luke Shaw turnover where he tries to hold it on for too long, gets scared, and like someone takes it and goes.
Yeah.
Or at very best, it's a corner kick. He's just like, fuck it, like just get it out, toss it to the corner. I was like, bro, the fact that we already have guys that are so confident to give him the ball, oh, dude, such a joy to watch. And I think it's like a culture shock for us at this point too. Like we're all like, we're not used to seeing that. Like with De Gea, obviously. We can talk about the chip.
I was gonna say, yeah. Have you seen the chip?
Mm-hmm.
You have seen the chip. Okay, I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
pull up the chip,
I
and
saw the
that's
chip.
ridiculous. Anybody who's holding that against him are complete idiots. Not his fault. That's where a goalkeeper is supposed to be when we have the ball like
It's
that.
not your fault.
It's exactly when you have a sweeper keeper. That's where they're supposed to be. A right back's not supposed to get the ball away right there.
You can't give the ball away. I mean, like, look again. Preseason, we'll probably be saying that a couple more times this pod, but preseason, we're working out the kinks. The Low hasn't played with the first team yet. He's still trying to probably get back that chemistry with Leacha, with Varane. It seems like he's got the chemistry with Anthony, bro. That handshake Selly is so fire. Love it every time they do
Yeah, and talk
it.
Anthony. Good game today.
All preseason, I think he's been awesome.
I think he's been stellar. The first couple minutes I thought he was a little flat. Obviously, it's the first couple minutes, can't do anything that early on, but throughout the game he started turning it up, playing his style.
Touching back to something you said earlier, this felt like a real game. This felt like I don't know who to compare him to in the Prem, but like you said, like when we were in the USA, Arsenal felt like a scrimmage
Mm-hmm.
basically. Dortmund, same. Real, all fun, all fun games to watch. Obviously, a lot of talent on the pitch, both sides for all those teams. But yeah, something about it. We're switching 10 guys at half. Like that doesn't happen. The whole team stays on the pitch pretty much today, except for I guess Garnacho's first sub,
We only made two subs, really.
and then Sancho came in
Of
for
Forsen,
and
and then
oh
Forsen
yeah
came in
yeah
later
yeah yeah yeah.
on. So three subs.
Forsen's one that intrigues me. I don't know if I get it.
I don't know if I get it either. I don't know if I haven't watched enough of his tape when he like in the academy.
And I'm not going to sit here for 1 second and say that Eric Ten Hag doesn't know what he's doing
Exactly. Yeah.
because I have no idea, like, obviously, how to judge talent like he does for sure.
The one thing I was thinking was obviously I would love to see Palestri there, but give him a full 90 tomorrow in Dublin.
Sure, yeah.
So
He was warming up.
I'll understand that. Yeah, give me a full 90 tomorrow, Palestri, and I love that.
He was warming up. So I kind of thought he was going to get someone else was warming up. It was Forsen, it was Sancho,
Mesbury
Palestri.
was warming up.
Yeah, that's who it was. Hannibal was warming up. It looks like he's about to be set out on loan though, right? To Luton, I think.
Yeah.
I think that would be good for him.
Premier League. Yeah. Premier League side.
I don't really know anything about the Luton side. I don't know how good their coach is or whatever. But I feel like guys maybe in the past that were getting loaned out, it seems like it might have been like a, hey, you're going out on loan, you're
Prove
playing for
yourself.
that team. We're not really going to talk to you. I feel like guys that are going out on loan now are getting an instruction manual for Ten Hag of what we're doing throughout the entire year. This is what we're working on. This is where we're playing, like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like we're going on loan for a reason instead of just like that's what you do.
And he showed it in Birmingham, right?
Yeah,
Championship side. He
yeah.
showed it very well. He was a very good player there. So give him the Premier League loan this season. I think he works. I don't want to go too deep into loans because I don't want Fernandez to go out on a loan, but well, permanent move possibly to Burnley. That was linked.
That would be awful.
That would be really bad, but I don't want to get too deep into that on the first one.
No. I mean, so that's a little bit of a recap for the game today. I think we can transition into Monday at Wolves. Our next I guess we have one tomorrow
We have
too.
tomorrow Athletic
And then I think
Club.
we have a closed door actually like during the week. But I don't know what that looks like, who plays or whatever. But anyway, first real game, Monday at Wolves. All of our players are not healthy. We know that. We're gonna go. You give yours, I'll give my starting 11 for Monday at Wolves, and then we'll do a separate one of if everybody was healthy, and we'll do a little bit of a bench too with that one. If everybody was available and ready to go.
So honestly, we talked a little bit behind the scenes when the game was happening. I think today's was a really close resemblance of what we will see, especially with the front three. I think Garnacho may get the starting spot come Wolves. He looks phenomenal.
Dude.
And it's hard to kind of deny him this spot as of right now.
He's been our best player. I mean, like, Onana's revolutionized what we do. That's just his game, though. I feel like we're so unused to that, where
Mhm.
he probably pops so much more because that's just not even close to it. Like that's just 180 of what we've been seeing in goal for the last however long. But dude, Garnacho, out of the guys that have been there, I want to say besides Mainu, I think I mean, everyone's been saying it, so I'll hop on the bandwagon. But he's so composed. He's what, 18 years
18 years
old,
old.
bro. Like he holds that defensive midfield six. I don't know if that's where he's going to end up in the future. If he'll end up with the 8 spot, who knows? That guy's a player. That guy's a stud. He's going to be awesome. But besides him, I mean, Garnacho, I think MVP of the preseason.
I mean, he had an assist today, and that assist to Anthony was fire. Anthony took another touch. I thought that was going to be it for him, but he still slotted it.
He composed, dude. I don't think I've ever seen a ball. It looked like it hit like just perfectly on like the bottom back of the net, like it like right off that little like ground post or whatever. It was pretty, bro. That was so fun to
But
watch.
I think Garnacho gets the left wing spot, Rashford up top, Anthony out right. I think it's today's lineup, honestly. I think it's the exact same lineup. I don't think Wan-Bissaka gets the start. I think we'll give it to Delo. I sometimes find myself going towards Wan-Bissaka just because of how sound he is defensively, and his offensive game has improved. But I'll touch on that later if we talk about what we think predictions for adjusted Man U players will be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Delo gets that spot. Today was kind of a little step back for him, but I think throughout the game, besides that, he played pretty well. Linking up with Anthony on the right too. I think they have good
Yeah,
connection.
I think so. I think it's so important to build that connection. I feel like before I get into my 11, just quick thought, like our back line changed so much last year. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I mean, basically our whole team was, I feel like, constantly being like rotated, whether it's from the right to the left side with,
Shaw going center
whoever.
back.
Yeah, and Licho was hurt towards the end. Varane didn't play. If I remember a little bit during the middle of the season,
Mm-hmm.
we had Lindelof, we had Shaw, like everyone was everywhere. And obviously there's training, there's enough time to you know, get a little bit of chemistry on the training ground. But I feel like there's nothing that can even compare to playing in a real game and just having like, I think there was some stat where it's like Newcastle's back four, I think played like 98% of the time, like to get like that's probably an over
No,
exaggeration,
I
but
think I know what you're talking about, and I think it's
like
pretty
they were
close to that.
they
Yeah.
were like always together. And it's like, dude, that's so much easier if you know who's with you and who's playing where. Like it's so like I would imagine playing with Wan-Bissaka is way different than playing with Delo on your right side.
Yeah.
Like that's just not even like they're not the same player at all. Um yeah. So anyway, I think my 11, you had basically the same 11 as today
It's
for
based
Monday.
the exact same. Yeah.
I like that just because you would assume that Ten Hag is thinking for Monday. He's thinking
Mm-hmm.
to that game, and he's probably like, I got to get the guys together that are going to play together
And yeah, and I think if he thinks Sancho's going to start at the false nine, I think Garnacho proved to him that he should start in the left
over
start in the left
Rashford.
wing as of today and put Rashford at the top. Like I think today
Okay,
showed him like if it was in balance, I think today was the nail in the coffin of I think this is what we might do.
here's why I think that you're completely correct. I think we've seen Sancho play the false nine, like you said, and Rashford would play out left, and we'd have whoever on the right, either Anthony or Ahmad, whatever. It was interesting when Sancho came in, he didn't take the false nine spot.
Bruno came out, Bruno and Mount were kind of switching out in the
Yeah,
wing. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because I was like, okay, if that's going to be the case, it sounds like it's Garnacho's spot to lose. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Garnacho's, like you said, first made a case for himself, number one. And number two, it's like he doesn't want to be a super sub anymore. I
Yeah.
think like just for him personally, it's like he's proved it with his play, but it also mentally, like, all right, he probably looks around the world and sees top young talent that's playing week in, week out, starting, pencil him into the lineup, whatever it may be. He's probably like, give me a little bit of that, dude.
Yeah.
Why am I not? Why am I not in there all the time? And dude, I think he deserves it. He's electric. Everybody wants to see him. Like that's what we've been waiting for 2 years. Like we've heard about the guy. He comes up, plays a couple games with with Ollie and I think he started maybe with when Carrick had that first game against whatever, whoever it was. And then last year gets like that super sub role. I think we were undefeated when he scored a goal. I'm pretty sure that's his correct stat. The guy brings electricity.
He's fearless. He just runs.
The only change to that 11 that I would even potentially say is likely would be Sancho at the 10, Rashford out left, and then pretty much the same. I mean, you'd have to imagine why, and then I guess the question of Delo or Basaka back there, which I think we're all on board with. We would rather have Delo, and I really like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, dude.
Stocks in on Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
I was ready to sell him last year for like 10 million. I was like, dude, you know what? I'm kind of done. He's such a good defender. He brings nothing going forward. Whatever. I mean,
he worked.
Yeah, dude. Ten Hag brought him along a little bit, but gets him in the right spot. Couple overlapping runs. You know what he really is good at? He's so good at retaining the ball. Like him and Anthony, when they play down that right wing, like if they lose the ball, there's almost like a 50-50 chance to get it back. Like they smother the defense and like they get it back right away, bro. So I do like him too, but I just think Delo offers that just that little bit more of, especially if it's like a game where it's like a Sevilla, they're packing it in.
Yeah,
we gotta dissect the defense. It's just that's more Delo's game. Like you would have to, but I don't even mind, swapping them out every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't like right back by committee. Depending on the game, depending on what we need, play them. And I think honestly, they're both okay with that at this point because I think they know it's a close race.
Yeah.
And yes, Delo signed that long-term contract. He's here, I think till 28.
He's here for a while. Yeah, I forget. Was it 4 or was it 5?
I thought maybe
could have been 5, maybe 5 with even with an option for 6.
Like
the
option, but like Ten Hag obviously likes him. I think Ten Hag would like him. I mean, Jose Moreno said he was the best right back of the generation of his class.
I mean, bro, a couple of times last year, I feel like we saw it. Like we saw flashes of the goal from not today, but
last friendly.
Yeah. Bro, that was a rocket. That was a fucking rocket, dude. Like you either got that, I feel like, or you don't. Like that's not something that we're teaching. That's not something that we're developing.
Brighton signed Kudos.
Brighton did.
Yeah.
Live on the pod, bro.
Wow.
That was an Eric Ten Hag guy too. I mean, obviously he's from Ajax, but I was even hearing, I feel like, not here, pretending that I have sources, not that at all. Just seeing on Twitter that we might even, take a look for him. We got Mount, obviously, and I think that kind of solidified that. But if Højlund was not an option and we kind of lost out on him, that he could potentially
the versatile forward.
Could play all 3 spots, could, fill in, do a job there. And obviously he's a 10 head guy, so he knows how he plays. But
40 million.
That's not as much as I thought at all.
Yeah. 40 million.
Wow.
Ornstein too. That's our 5th game. We got Wolves, we got Spurs, Forest, Arsenal, and then Brighton on the 16th of September. So should be an interesting one.
The cool thing is as well that I like about, not that I like about Eric Ten Hag guys going to different teams, but he knows how to create them and he knows how to destroy them.
They're getting the recognition.
Yeah. Well, but I'm saying, like, once we play against him, he knows his weaknesses better than anybody. Yep. Let's fucking exploit them. But I think we'll go on to a little buy or sell stock in player segment for the year. What do you think about that?
I like that. So I thought if you have $10, who are you putting money into to start the season?
All right, so you get $10 and you're trying to, I guess you could put $10 into one player if you think one guy's going to rock it. We're probably going to diversify our portfolio a little bit. We're going to try to pick, I would say, 3 if we're really confident in a guy, probably. Most likely 4 players, I would say, that we think are going to take big leaps from where they were last year. For example, Rashford's coming off of a career year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we think he's going to a different stratosphere, wouldn't take him, correct? Because he's already, like, the bar's already so
high.
Bar's
very high.
Like even if he repeats, that would be like a net even, right? So
Yeah.
okay. So
So
we're talking about biggest leaps forward this year.
yeah, basically
Okay.
people would be in the running for most improved player.
Okay, perfect. I like that.
And if they got to maintain throughout the season. They can't. We can revisit it week by week, obviously, see if it drops. But
Okay. I like that. And we can monitor it throughout the year. When we
yep.
come back on here, we'll take a look at our guy. Maybe not every week, but maybe around the end of the window, maybe around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. Take a look, see how we're doing. I like that. Do you have any notes on this? Because I'm going from the top of my head.
I'm going top of my head, and
Okay.
honestly, I mean, they're saying we're putting $3 in the people.
Well, I think you can choose. I think if you're super confident, like you're like this guy, I know is gonna get 10 times better. We toss 5 on him, I think, and then you can
Are we
go
sharing
lower
10
for
or
other.
we got 10 separately?
Oh,
10
okay.
separately or sharing 10?
We'll do 10 separate. Yeah,
Yeah, 10 separate.
10
Okay.
separately.
I mean, I'm probably gonna sprinkle. I'm gonna go $4 on Nacho
Okay,
on Garnizzi.
okay. I think just him taking that leap to a starting role, I think just gives him, if he is starting even half the games this year,
Business is booming.
I think yeah, you're looking good with
Mm.
that.
So $6 to go. I'm gonna go. See, it's interesting because Onana, yes, very well. He's very good, but it's first year at United. So what will happen? It's
And
kind
it's
of
also not taking him to like from De Gea to him. Like
yeah,
that's not it. That would be like his form last year to his form this year.
yeah. So it's interesting because I would like to sprinkle some money on him. It's pretty. I mean, he went to the Champions League final, like, and he put up a good fight against City. So
Yeah, he did. Unprecedented, some say.
I'm gonna go $2. Is that a left field? But $2 on Bruno, just because I'm a big Bruno guy, and
Okay.
I think
So you think that someone, whether it's Hoyland, whether it's whoever's playing that, someone's cashing in his chances this year.
I think
Okay.
I watched. I should have retweeted it. Shout out, go follow Dude Roosevelt on Twitter at Ten Hag We Trust.
That is the official Twitter of the pod.
Will be changed to Seeing Red after today.
Yeah.
But I saw a thread of Bruno's passes, and dude's a maestro. Dude can put the ball wherever he wants, out inside of the boot, outside of the boot.
Is it
He can get
possible to
it
be
there.
underrated as Bruno Fernandes? Because we have the luxury of watching him so often, and I think people like to hate on him, and I think partially that's just because if you're a fan of an opposing team, you're gonna take shots at the top.
Kevin De Bruyne sucks.
Yeah, we'll come away. We'll say it. He sucks.
but
Overrated.
but I think Bruno might get playmaker. Like, I think he's going to be the top assist this season. I think he's going to get the most assists out of our club.
Maestro of the year.
And I think he's going to get the playmaker award. I think he might get the most assists out of the entire Premier League just because of the weapons that he has now. Rashford, like we said, ceiling's very high right now. And
Mason Mount.
Mason Mount, Hoyland, dude.
Mason Mount's causing turnovers in that offensive third, giving it to Bruno, doing a couple of dunks and dunks.
And we saw it today. Just Bruno getting it on the transition, bopping it out in the left wing to Garnacho, and then he just runs.
You would assume we still don't score off of corners or set pieces nearly enough. You would assume that if he's taking most of them, probably get a couple more of those in there too.
Yeah. So I got 4. I got $4 left. I'm gonna deposit it all in Sancho.
Wow.
$4 Sancho. Obviously, I think his floor is pretty low right now. I think this is a make or break a year for the kid. I think this is it.
What is he, 22? Turning 23?
I think either he's
Might
already
turn
23, and he's turned 23, but I don't think Eric Ten Hag wants him out. I think a lot of fans want him out just because of his poor performances, but those are just people that play football manager. But
you just see the raw talent the guy has. Just touch. It's stupid.
It's ridiculous. But he just hasn't really put it together. He hasn't really put it together too much so far. But I think another year under Ten Hag, I think this is it. Like, I think this is the guy's year.
I don't
think
even really
he bounces
count
back.
last year as a year under. I mean, I do obviously. I think he probably improved from where he was last year at this time to this year at this time, 100%. Dude, what was he, 4 months? We didn't hear from the guy for 4 months. Whether whatever the problem was, hopefully it's fixed now, and whether it's confidence or if it was a physical. I think it was more mental or whatever. But Hopefully he's feeling better now. He's ready to rumble. I like depositing some money in there for Sancho. He's looked pretty good this preseason. He looks a little bit more crisp, I'd say. I thought a couple of his touches today were a little weak, if we're being totally honest. And I don't think he's a pressing monster. I think that's just the thing that's gonna hurt
No,
him in Ten Hag system. That I know, like he's almost like a glaring notice sometimes, where it's like he doesn't play any
it's a
any
third time with
defense.
Eriksen.
It's like you're right.
Yeah.
He just. But he's the thing. Yeah, it's like at least Sancho's like fast. I guess like he can kind of cook. If he's almost one of those guys that looks faster with the ball than without.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Also, these are subject to sell. So let's say I don't want Sancho stock in the next 2 months. I could lose money. Let's say I only get $1 out.
Okay.
I just realized I didn't put any money in Hoyland or Manu, so I will be looking. Those are going to be my safety security deposits.
I deposited his money way too fast.
Way too fast.
Hey,
Quick draw.
top of the head though.
Yeah, I mean,
Top of the head.
do you want my knee jerk? There's my knee jerk.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna go $10. I like you
I thought
said.
you were about to go all 10.
I was gonna say I easily could take 10 players, put a deposit in.
Yeah.
That's a crazy diversification right there. But no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to stay away from some of the guys you picked. Make this exercise a little bit more fun.
I know. I realized I went through like pretty chalk.
To see just to almost see a little competition. See like, who can bag maybe the best play or whatever. So I'm gonna start off. We talked about him a little earlier. Anthony. I think another guy, the bar wasn't, what we expected last year.
100 million.
He came in the first day doing fidget spinners, scoring off the transition against Arsenal. I think I had an Anthony jersey in my cart on fucking ready for delivery. Dude, I was like, this guy is worth every single part of 87 million pounds, whatever the fuck we paid for him. I was so in on Anthony. And the thing with a guy like Anthony, though, I think his pressing's awesome. I love watching him press. I love watching him come back, returning the ball. And then he's got that like crazy left foot, bro. We saw it today. Too big of a touch, probably, but slots it. I think he's got 2 goals in 3 games this preseason or whatever he's got, 2 and 4 maybe. I think he's primed for a big year. I think we can expect, or this is what I'm hoping at least. I think 15 goals, all competitions from that right side. Maybe try to get a couple of assists. I don't know, even if he had more than 2 last year.
Yeah, I honestly think that's his right wing. I think Sancho's kind of
It's his. It's his or Ahmad's,
yeah, I
honestly,
was gonna
maybe
say
second.
once Ahmad gets back into play, Palestri's probably going out on loan. Hopefully not, though. I just don't think that's why Sancho is playing the midfield today. I think like 10x said, he's better in the central position. He's better in the middle of the pitch. So I think that is Anthony's spot,
He holds the width so well.
and
He
it's good
rainbows
money.
thieves.
Yeah, rainbows the thieves, nutmegs the thugs.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna do $3 on Anthony.
Smart.
I think he's primed for a lot better than he was last year. I think comfortable, get him solidified. And the thing, I mean, I'll switch guys soon, but one more thing about Anthony. I just think even when he's not playing at his best and not performing, he still does give you that pressing, which gives you some like a higher floor for a guy that's like even he's at least like Mount sort of too when he missed a sitter today, but he's still kind of noticeable on the pitch in good ways too.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'll do Anthony $3. I'm gonna say, I mean, you said him. I think it would be crazy for us to do this exercise and not have him in here. I think Hoyland, dude. I'll toss $3 on him too. 9 goals for Atalanta last year. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be an Atalanta expert for sure.
But I've watched a lot of comps.
But I know that he wasn't playing with Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, and Casemiro behind him. I know that for a fact. I know he wasn't playing with Garnacho and Anthony Rashford in transition ball. I mean, it's just that wasn't. I know he wasn't getting balls from Onana, right? I mean, look, people are like, if he scores 10 goals, that'd be awesome. Maybe 15. Sure, I think that would be great. He's a young kid, obviously, 20 years old. But bro, if he's getting balls and just finishing them like how he does, I don't see why this guy can't bag 18 goals this year. So, and maybe get a couple assists to boot, play that good transition play. I'm all in on Hoyland. I'm all in on Anthony. Couple of guys in the attack. Um, let's see. So I have $4 left. I think I'm going to say maybe not a hot take, but I'm gonna go Luke Shaw. I love watching Luke Shaw play.
I think he's the best left back in the world.
I saw a debate on Twitter. People are getting angry. Alphonso Davies this, David Robertson that. Who's the guy from Bayern? Hernandez, or is he? There's a Hernandez from
Lucas Hernandez.
Is from AC. There's a Hernandez, whatever the fuck. Luke Shaw is a
Chilwell.
fucking yeah. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Luke Shaw, his balls into the box. I think you sent me a text today. So pretty off the set piece. He has that beautiful curl. He's fast. He's confident with the ball. Having a striker in there.
Physical.
Yeah, dude. I think, and he had a great season last year. Filled in on center back. Played great left back. So he was already playing pretty good last year. I think he's going to get some more recognition this year, though. I think he's going to pocket a few more assists, maybe a few more set piece goals, like we said about Bruno. Give me $2 on Shaw. And last but not least, $2 more. Who do I think is going to take a huge step forward? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Mainu's obviously hurt. Ahmad's obviously hurt right now. I'm going to let them be just because we don't know when they're
Yeah,
going to
that's
come
why I
back.
was like, I kind of want Manu stock, but while you're thinking, I will say, I think I said this to you the other day, the day we signed Hoyland. I think that might be Sancho's missing piece. I know this is kind of counteractive what I already said about Anthony, but if Sancho does make his way into the squad, whether it be sub, starting in some position, I think Hoyland's that guy that he gets that magic touchback. He's able to put balls in. It's kind of like the Holland Dortmund situation. I think
I
I think
mean,
it's really good for Sancho. That's
going
why I
from
kind of like the
Weghurst
stock.
to Hoyland, bro, like that's not the same ballpark, dude. That's a different
Faster,
game.
versatile, puts balls away. Like I think Sancho's going to get a little bit of that spunk back, a little bit of that confidence back. But yeah, dude, Hoyland's going to be. I think he's going to be really good.
Again, all right. So $2 more. You picked Nacho, you picked Sancho, and you picked Fernandez, correct?
Yeah,
I'll probably leave them alone. I would love to toss them into Garnacho. I think you're right on line with that. But I will diversify. I'll pivot. I don't know who's going to be here, right? I don't know if Donnie's going to be here. It sounds like Fred's on his way out. I don't know if McTominay is going to be here.
we should probably talk about that real quick on the end. Who's out?
Yeah, I think McTominay, if he stays and doesn't have to play that 6 role, if we get an Amrabat
He can bring the
per
ball off the
se,
pitch.
we saw him play for Scotland. If we get somebody to get this guy into the attacking third, I don't love McTominay. I'll be the first one to admit I'm not the biggest McTominay guy. Whatever. I don't think he's that good on the ball. I think he hides when he plays that 6 role. He doesn't want the ball from the back. If we have a couple cup games early in the year, Amrabat maybe, Eriksson, McTominay at the 10, give me $2 on Scott McTominay, bro. I didn't expect myself to do. I didn't even know what I was gonna say right there. I think there's a reason that somebody's willing to pay 30 million for him. Would I do it? Fuck no.
Yeah.
But I think in a prime position, not against crazy competition, no, you're good. In a position that he feels more comfortable with. I was tempted to say Van Der Beek. I kind of think he's definitely leaving.
I think he's gone.
Give me McTominay, man. I don't know. There's something about him, especially with our 2 young studs, Mainu, Ahmad out, and gives him more of a chance to have some sort of a role.
Yeah, I think that may leave Ten Hag more inclined to just keep him, especially if that right price doesn't come in. I think
the thing I do like about McTominay, he always brings it.
Yep.
He's always intense on the pitch. He's scrapping for balls. I love that. I mean,
Hit someone in the face.
you could see why some people love fucking watching him play, bro.
And
So
I think
yeah,
he'd be really good at West Ham. I think David Moyes has the right profile for him, and I think he'd flourish there. But and I think he gets a bad rap because of the Mick-Fred partnership under Ollie Ball.
it's that build-up play he's not good at.
Yeah.
Look, he's not good at the build-up play. But if we put him in an attacking-ish scenario
Mhm.
with someone like Erickson that can ping balls in there, maybe against a little bit of weaker competition, someone like
Tough
maybe
games.
Palestri on the right side, bro, he's getting a couple chances to fire him. The fucking Man City goal, the guy's got a shot a couple
Oh.
times last year. I feel like he had a couple bangers. I mean,
Was it Arsenal or was it the last game where he brought the ball? Was it Real Madrid? He brought the ball through the middle.
looked all right, kind of galloping forward. Like
Yeah.
whatever, man. Give me a little Scott McTominay. Again, not the biggest fan. I'm not gonna pretend I am. Give me a little stock up in McTominay though.
I don't hate that. That's something that
And
could
his
really
bar,
soar.
another guy couldn't be buying at a lower price. I feel like
Yeah.
he's so low. He's got to go up, but he can't be worse. I mean, right? He can't be worse than he was
I
last
don't think
year,
so.
right?
Because if
That
he
would
doesn't
be
play, I think he's at the same level.
right. Exactly.
All right, yeah, I guess we'll revisit that later on. We can somehow maybe try to work out a system of X amount of goals, X amount of assists, that kind of plus or minus is
Right.
what you bought it at.
Right. We did take a lot of attackers, so that'd be easy. I did
Yeah.
take Shaw, so we'll have to incorporate maybe a little defense in there. But I think we'll know
I think
we'll know who stocks up and
We'll
stocks
be
down by
able
the
to
end of the
see it.
year. What was our next thing we're getting to?
We could talk about people going out, players going out.
Outgoings.
You could talk about who we think
Wrap
will
up for the rest of the window.
wrap up for the rest of the window.
Oh,
Amrabat,
talk a little bit more just about the league in general, top four, maybe what we
top
think
four,
stats gonna
bottom
look
three,
like.
and then maybe we could end with the top goal scorer, top assist, most improved, MVP
On Man U
best
or
view.
for everyone.
On Man U.
Okay, perfect. I like that.
Another ad break brought to you by Miller Lite.
4 hymns.
Do you have trouble again?
Remember to take that little blue pill. 4 hymns. Thank you.
All right, so I guess we go into players coming in.
Anymore in your heart of hearts, we still have the fucking Glazers. I mean, we're doing this kind of a state of United pod right now. I think
Yeah.
it's our first one. We're getting all of our thoughts and opinions on the table. We got a lot to talk about. I kind of like doing a long pod. I think it's good. I think we don't have to get into the takeover talk right now. It's just so fucking
Yeah,
boring
it
at
can
this
take an
point.
hour on itself.
Yeah. But with the Glazers involved, I guess if they're involved still, I don't even fucking know. Do we, in your heart of hearts, think that we're getting another player? I think Amrabat seems potentially likely.
Yep, I think he's a lock.
Do you think anybody else?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it depends on the Maguire.
I think it depends on if Maguire goes out because the report came out. He had good talks with Ten Hag. I don't really know the source on that. I just saw it. I don't know how reliable it was. I saw he was offended by the $25 million asking price. Or was it $20 million?
Then go out there and fucking prove it, bro.
Exactly. Hey, you want to play
Tomorrow in fucking Dublin? Show the fuck up.
Yeah. Sorry. Hey, did he captain England? No way he captained England. Was he captain?
Nah, Kane had to be.
Okay, I was gonna say, dude, you weren't captain.
Or Henderson, maybe.
I was gonna say you weren't captain. You were starting. You didn't do dick anyway. So like, you lose your starting spot for a couple games. So what? For friendlies coming up, like
Yeah,
whatever.
bro. Why would you not want to go play every day at West Ham? I mean, I get it. Maybe you think you're better than that, but I mean, I don't
He's
know.
embarrassed
I
with
don't know
the
how.
price. Like,
Whatever, dude. That's whatever. If he goes out, I think we get another center back. If not, I don't even hate keeping him in as a fourth backup. Is he worth 80 million? Fuck no. Is he worth 40 million? Fuck no. Is he worth it to keep as a fourth option center back with Onana back there, which is way different? I think maybe. Like if we end up
that's what I'm saying.
him,
Fourth
whatever.
center back, yeah, maybe even fifth with Luke Shaw bumping the center back.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
And we have Malacia. Like that's again something Malacia. Like you might have a hard time coming.
Yeah,
in.
we didn't even mention him,
I think
bro.
he gets cup games, but that can be for the next one. But
him versus Fernandez is gonna. I think that might be a something that we have to look at throughout the year too.
Yeah, definitely.
But so outgoings, Fred seems 100% likely to go. Bai seems like he's leaving. I mean, obviously, Vanderbeek gone. Honestly though, I kind of do think I would not be shocked at all if they both stayed. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
One of
just
McTominay
to have depth.
or McGuire, I think, might leave. So that would kind of hurt my stock on McTominay a little bit. But I think one of them for
It's
sure.
avoided bet. I think he put $2 back in.
Okay, I like that. All right, I can monitor him on West Ham.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No. Yeah, I think one of them is definitely going. And
I don't think we're
one
gonna
of
be
them's-
super active.
And honestly, I'm happy with what we have now. We have 2 players come in before to play in the preseason, which I haven't seen in a long time. We had Hoyland just signed. He'll come in. He's apparently fucking injured, but that's another song for
Dude,
another time.
when I woke up today and saw that, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
Bro?
don't know what we're doing. Atalanta still was
Did he
a
not?
damaged bag of
Did
goods.
he not play like a week ago?
He was
and
left out.
score?
He was left out of the last one, but I thought that was just for transfer. I thought I was just.
They didn't say what the injury is. They said maybe at most 3 weeks, so it's got to just be some sort of tweak. They say he's gonna be in training, so whatever. Fuck it,
Yeah, don't hate that he's in training. All right, so real quick, do you want to hit top 4, bottom 3, and then we can go rapid fire into?
Yeah, let me pull up the table real quick just so I can take.
I kind of have a.
I think I have an idea for top 4. Bottom 3, I'm gonna be a little bit less on, just because I don't know them as well.
I took a look at the table and kind of just threw spaghetti at the wall, saw what's stuck.
Okay.
So top 4, I don't even want to say who I think's gonna win.
Voldemort
hurts me. Yeah. Redacted. Redacted's gonna win. Man U second. Arsenal and Newcastle.
Okay.
I think that's what it's gonna look like.
Okay.
I think we put in a fight for second. I think they're gonna pull away. I think it's gonna be a fight for second though, between Arsenal and Man U.
Yeah, dogfight.
But I still think Newcastle's up there. Chelsea.
Yeah, fuck Chelsea. I mean, they have to be better, right? They have to be better. They have to be.
If they don't
in the
finish
conversation,
top 5, if they finish below 6 or 7, it's.
If they don't even finish
They
with
should sell the
another
club
Europe
again.
spot,
They should sell the club.
that would be fucking insane.
And they're signing every person born like after 2004. It's
Dude,
like, what are we doing?
All the Brazilians they got in
Yeah.
their squad now, nobody knows who they are. At least we don't. So I think you're spot on. I think people were saying Newcastle might take a step back just because they didn't play as many games last year. They were always healthy for the Prem.
Don't have
and
Gucci.
They still finished 4 points before us.
Don't have St. Maximin.
True.
I made that before St. Maximin left. So.
They got Barnes.
Yeah.
Who's a good player. They got Tonali, who seems like he doesn't want to be there at all.
Forgot about that, and that's my seed. I pick them up anytime I play football career.
So yeah, I mean, all right. I mean, fuck them, City. I mean, I think City takes a step back. I don't know if they're gonna be as dominant. Fucking Robot, De Bruyne, Rod. I mean, they got studs still, but Gundogan's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna be a bigger miss than we think. Bernardo might be gone. Cancelo's not gonna be there. They signed Gavardiol, who I think's probably a fucking dog. I think he's a dog.
What did they get him for 90 mil?
Sure they
Quote
did.
unquote,
yeah.
But there was definitely some cooking the books there.
Yeah, probably what's that to 116 fucking tax evasion or whatever the fuck they got. Obviously they're gonna win the league, probably. I like Man U second. We're here. It's Christmas morning. Nothing has hurt us yet, except for a couple injuries. We're optimistic. Give me Man U at 2. Arsenal, no Jesus. No Jesus for them for a couple of games. He's not playing against us.
I was going to say, I don't know how long that was for, so.
They do have Nketiah. I don't know if they're going to try Havertz at that holding or that 9, the fuck do you call it?
False 9?
False 9, yeah. Give me them. And then, yeah, bro, I think, Liverpool, dude. I think Liverpool. McAllister, maybe a couple of sneaky bad performances so far, but they have talent. Seba Lozy or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Squirtle.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be good. I don't know much about him. I think Liverpool takes that 4th. I think Newcastle might get 5th. Maybe Chelsea 5th, Newcastle 6th, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just kind of going off with this year's top four. I was just spitballing. Also, again, made that before St. Maximin left, but who knows? I think Chelsea shit. I hate Liverpool, so
Yeah, I
there
mean,
we go.
fuck all of them, really. But if we're doing it, we got to do it. Bottom, who you got for the bottom three?
I got sorry Mesbury. I got Luton, Everton, Burnley.
Okay.
No real reasons for any of them except for Luton and Everton just missed out on it last year.
Again, I'm not gonna step in here
I
and
was kind
pretend
of
to
just
be
spitballing Burnley.
pretend to be you know a savant on every single team in the
Yep.
league because I'm for sure not. I think Wolves is up for relegation.
Okay.
I think Wolves is down.
No Neves, no Traore.
I don't think they made a single signing.
Lost four of their best players.
They lost headpiece. What the fuck's his name? Fuck that guy that wears the headpiece on Wolves, right? He's gone, I think.
Headband.
Like yeah, like head fucking that like almost like a headgear. It looks
Oh,
like
okay.
whatever the fuck his name is. I think he's gone. Give me Wolves at the bottom. Give me. I think I'm gonna keep Burnley up. I think Burnley was sneaky good last year in the championship. I don't know what kind of signings they made. I think that might prove to be a little bit of a forest where it's like they're kind of maybe fighting for that bottom.
Stick around a little bit.
Maybe cling on. I am gonna send Sheffield United down. I think Sheffield's going down with Wolves, and I think Hannibal. Sorry, I think Luton Town's going.
I think yeah.
I don't think. Good thing he's not going down with the ship. He's just there for a good time.
Not a long time.
But I think Luton's gone. Just I again don't know much about him. When you think of the Premier League, I'm not thinking of Luton Town.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna be here.
And I guess real fast, we're kind of on a time crunch here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I know you all clamoring to keep listening.
All four of you,
but
2 of them are us.
Yeah, 2 of us are us.
Maybe all 4 of them are us.
Burner accounts. MVP of the season. MVP. Man U MVP of the season.
So okay, what awards are we going? We're going MVP,
top goal scorer, top assists. Jack's calling me. And
third ad.
Most improved. Yeah, listen to this ad.